Hello guys, Kim JongLi with another online commentary battle for Rome Total War. This time it's a 2 versus 2 31k rules battle. Myself as the CPR Romans playing alongside Esrax of the Immortals of War clan, playing against Bubo, who has since left the Immortals of War clan, and Axilius of the Brotherhood clan. As a spectator, we have Esrax, who has since joined the Immortals of War clan, I think, or at least applied to join it, I think. So, yeah, hi to him as well. We'll run through the builds. I've got 14.6, Esrax has got 14.6, Bubo has got 14.6, but with Silver Shield Pikes instead and Cataphracts instead, and Axilius has gone for what looks to be 2, 4, 6, 14.6, but with a general cavalry unit and some cav units hidden in the back. So let's get the battle started. We've got myself here. Oh, by the way, this replay was given to me by Esrax because of unfortunate circumstances, so I was not able to save it. So thanks to him for supplying me with the replay. That's why I'm the dark blue and he's the light blue. So we see here Bubo and Axilius with the Seleucids and Rome pairing. Seleucids and Rome are, I think, a decent pair because, especially against Rome versus Rome, the pikes can hold out. Although they are very vulnerable to peeler. It looks like Bubo's got the peeler screens ready for that, but the cataphracts are what you use to make up for that. So the good thing the Seleucids have against Rome is that their cavalry is a lot better. So if you bring chariots, if you bring cataphracts, they'll both be very effective against Rome. You may have noticed that myself and Esrax have not taken any archers at all, so this was sort of a gamble on our part. But they didn't bring any chariots, so we really don't need them. Archers could be good for shooting the Silver Shield Pikes, but are you really going to take an archer unit over a gold urban? Is always a question I ask myself, and most of the time the answer is no. So I've just gone with 14.6, and the peeler is where I want to do the damage, definitely, against the Silver Shield Pikes of Bubo. So Silver Shield Pikes are really vulnerable to the peeler. Some players counter this with just lots of peeler screens, like Bubo's done. Sometimes he also brings Silver Shield Legionaries, which can do the testudo, and that also helps to throw off the peeler and divert them to the testudos instead of the Silver Shield Pikes. We're going to see some action here from Axilius general unit, Roman Armor General. It's not his actual general, he's actually decided to put his general unit in the urban cohort, so this is actually pointless. If you look, it's gold upgraded, so he has put a lot of money into it. The general's cavalry unit costs more than a Praetorian cavalry unit, and it costs more to upgrade, but you get less men, and all you're getting for it is really the 2 hit points. So how is 2 hit points beneficial? Well, it can take a bit more missile fire, obviously, but I mean, it's half a unit anyway. I don't think people will really care, because it can't even go into wedge formation. So when you're charging in just like that, like just a flat charge into the front of anything. You don't have the wedge formation to charge with. You don't have the inspire ability if it's not your general unit. And yeah, so it's pretty useless. That's one of the reasons why I don't like it, why a lot of players elect not to bring it. The morale is not really necessary with the Romans, as the urban cohort's morale is quite high. He's got this legionary first cohort anyway, which I forgot to point out. So there's really no point bringing the Roman Armor General unit. The way I've seen Uther use it, you may have seen him do this in my previous videos, but he uses the Roman Armor General to bait out peeler, but Axilius isn't doing that, so I'm really not seeing any reason why he should have brought this unit at all. Why not just bring a normal Praetorian cavalry unit that can go in wedge formation and will actually be useful during the fight? Anyway, enough of me ranting about the terribleness of the Roman armor general unit. That being said, it can be used effectively. It's just a niche-y thing, I guess. It's unconventional. Sometimes works. When it does, it doesn't really do much anyway, is what I'm trying to say. So we see Axilius here moving his legionary first cohort here to boost the morale of the Silvershield Pikes, which is a good move. He's moving out now to try and go for probably a flank. This is good, I guess, because I am extending here, so if he flanks me, it does take longer for Esrax to come and support me. So I'm going to see this. Esrax has brought 3 urban cohort units here. He is going to move across again just to tighten up our lines. I did initially want him to push up and block the Senate off, but that might have been overextending a bit and opened us up to cav strikes. Opened us up to more cav strikes from Bubo and Axilius. I'm going to pull out some forces to the side here. And as you can see, I have testudoed this unit because I knew Axilius would turn on his Peeler at some point, trying to get the Peeler kills in, and it's working. So this urban cohort unit in testudo is taking a lot of Peeler, and that's great for me, because it means he's not throwing it into a tight formation unit or a loose formation unit, which would do more damage. We can see the enemy Senate, so Axilius has the cav in the center, which is a good position to be, because you can support both sides quite easily. Bubo in the meantime has split his cav into 2 parts, so he's got 3 on this side and 3 on that side. This is also wise because you're not going to be charging through the center anyway, most likely. You'll most likely be charging onto either of the sides. But it does mean that it'll take longer for him to amass all his cavalry onto one side of the battle. But he does have the two groups. So he has a group to contest here with Esrax and a group to contest here with me. As you can see, Axilius goes in for a charge on the infantry. Esrax has cleverly brought his urbans here to support. His Peeler screen does get routed, but that's not too bad. The cataphracts from Bubo coming in here, one of them maybe glitching out and not getting the charge bonus that it was supposed to. One going in quite well, so they're going to pull out now before Esrax gets a nice counter charge in. This will still do some damage, as you can see, one cataphract unit routed there. But this is definitely a very tense spot at the moment. What's happened is Bubo's pulled back his cataphracts, and me and Esrax have seen this, and we're going in for a combined charge on the Senate. So it's really good to take advantage of your opponent when they've lifted their resources from one flank to another. When they're repositioning, just go for a nice cav charge, and that can swing you the battle. So what this has done is left Bubo very indecisive. You could see at first he went for this, and now he's brought all his guys over here to try and salvage this, but Axilius desperately needs his help at this point. Myself and Esrax have gone in for some nice counter charges here, and Axilius, without the support of the cataphracts, is going to have his guys all routed. So this left flank has been conceded. This legionary first cohort also gone, so that will lower the morale for the Senate's guys and the Silvershield Pikes that it was standing next to. Bubo moving back his pikes here to form a more defensive wall. I've still got a little bit of Peeler, which I'm just going to throw in there. Some of Axilius' Praetorian cavalry came back. I'm going to quickly charge them off, or quickly rout them again before they can regroup. It looks like he's going to try and support Bubo with this last cavalry unit. I should be paying attention here and trying to chase this unit off, but I know something's about to go down here. You can see the standoff, it's so tense. Everyone's on edge. This is a very beautiful charge from Bubo here. He's found a really good line through Esrax's guys. Esrax does see this, but it is gonna be very dangerous because Bubo has this one Silvershield Pike unit here, and this can ruin his plans. But Esrax manages to get the charge in on the edge of the Silvershield Pike unit, so he's not snagged up on it, but he is going to get surrounded by these cataphracts, and that's very dangerous. So what I've done is I'm gonna run my cav over, and I'm going to support him, lull the morale for these cataphracts here. Axilius is going to see this and start running his guys over. Meanwhile, I'm going to start pushing my guys around. Esrax should do the same, but I'm going to start pushing my infantry around and putting the pressure on these Silver Shield pikes. Because if this fails, what we'll have to fall back on is the urbans. And the sooner we get rid of these Silver Shield pikes, the better. But it looks like the weight of both the cav forces on the cataphracts does prevail, and despite the Silver Shield pikes being there for support, Bubo's cataphracts did not hold out long enough to get the rout. Especially because we had a lot of cavalry there, whereas Bubo only had 6 cav, we had about 10 maybe in that mix. So that is one of the reasons why Bubo admits defeat here, and it's pretty much GG for our team. I have to apologize because during the course of all this action I was alt-tabbing a lot for various reasons, to hide the game, etc. So I sincerely apologize for that. I really do not like alt-tabbing. I only do it when I really have to. So I apologize in advance if I do that. But yeah, the result of this was a victory for myself and Esrax, but again, I apologize for alt-tabbing because the victory screen didn't show up. So Esrax was very lucky to save this, but I was not able to. Well played to our opponents. Well played to Esrax, especially. He's a great ally, great guy. Hello to Vizer's Ace, the Spanish dude there. And I will see you guys next time.